All right. Let's just go ahead and get this where it needs to be. And then we will get started. All right. Here we go. 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 All right. So I think this is how. No, that's not right. Okay. That is not the way to do this. So let me see if I can figure out the way to do this. All right. Let's see if that works. No, it does not. Okay. Yeah, it does not. That's not the right way to do this. Okay. All right. Here, let's see if this helps. There we go. Now I got it. Now I. Oh wait, no. This is not it. Okay. Still not it. All right. Let me try to figure this out. I'm working on it. I really am. So let's see here. Figuring out a way to try to get this onto the Patreon. And it's been an uphill battle. It has been an uphill battle. Because it doesn't really show you where to get the link. Because this is an unlisted thing. Blah, blah, blah. All right, let's see if I just do this. What if I just... No, that doesn't work. No, that also doesn't work. Okay, what if I open it in a new window? Let's see if that works. All right, let's see. Huh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, I guess I don't know how. So, There's got to be a way to do this. I mean, I've done it before. I don't know. But I do not know how to do it. All right, play. Okay. Where is... So this is not... All right, let's see if this... Let's see what this does here. Hold on. This might be how to do it. No. Okay, no. So this is not getting me to where I need to be. Because this is an unlisted thing. All right, we've been working on this for 4 minutes. I'm going to call it and just respond to the stuff. I'm just going to call it and respond to this stuff and then post this later. And I apologize. So here we go. Let's see. Welcome to the patrons only live stream. Sorry for this tech issue here and that we're also starting early. I kind of screwed it up this week. I am still figuring out how to do this. And it's actually not easy. Patreon does not make it easy for you. I don't understand why I can't just get this unlisted link and share it with you guys right now on the Patreon. but I can't. So I'm just going to go to your questions, and then I'm going to post this. And I promise the next one, I will figure this out. It's been giving us a lot of problems so far, and I really do apologize for it. But it's they do not make it easy for you. Wow, do they not make it easy? There has to be. All right, so how can I not just see this link and then share it? All right. Okay, I'm just going to go to your guys' questions. Chris Walker, thoughts, predictions on this current impeachment process? I don't really see it going anywhere. In my opinion, it just seems like a whole lot more political theater and a waste of money and time for the American public. Yeah, I kind of see it as that too. Plus, who the hell wants Pence as president? I too have been wondering that. This sadly seems at this point the DNC is giving Trump the 2020 election. At least Bernie's team sent out a text asking supporters if they support the impeachment process. I know Bernie's hands are tied with DNC corruption, but it's nice to see he is still asking the people what they think should happen. Then Chris adds, to the above post, I was just able to hear your response from this morning, September 25th. I kept saying amen out loud in agreement with you the whole video. So here's the thing, Chris, and I think you and I and a lot of people are in a certain category that others are not in. And this isn't saying that we're right or wrong or they're right or wrong, but I think this is just the reality of the situation. We don't view impeachment or the process through some moral lens. Everybody who uses the argument of, well, this is upholding the law, this is the Constitution, this is blah, blah, blah. They're putting some kind of faith in the impeachment process as if it is like some noble, genuine court of public opinion where we all have a seat at the table. I don't view the impeachment process that way. I view it as a political action where Congress handles it. It has been just used as a political tool in my lifetime. And in my lifetime, I'm cognizant of an impeachment happening when somebody lied about an affair. Again, that's not saying Bill Clinton wasn't horrible. He was and still is. But guy lies about an affair, gets impeached. Senate doesn't do anything about it. Most people don't even remember that Bill Clinton technically was actually impeached because it's an odd, complicated process. Only 2 presidents have ever been impeached. And to really get action, even as little as you can't run for office anymore, you need the Senate. And the chances of getting the Senate, I think, are incredibly slim. They would need 20 Republicans. You can't even get 20 Republicans to go along with what 80% of the country wants. You think you're going to get them to go along with impeachment? And yes, they did call for the investigation. They did call for evidence regarding Ukraine, which isn't it interesting that this is the hill Democrats choose to die on, by the way. All the corrupt things Trump has done. And, well, hey, if you go after Biden, if you go after one of our own, now all of a sudden we're really going to take action. So I don't see it as some moral thing. And I've said this before, so you've probably heard me say it before, but there are no good guys in this scenario. And for a lot of people, that's a tough place to be, a place where there are no good guys. But that's the case here. There are no good guys involved. Adam Schiff is not a good guy. Nancy Pelosi's not a good person. Joe Biden's certainly not a good guy. His son's not a good guy. Donald Trump's not a good guy. All the oligarchs they rub elbows with are not good guys. The deep state is not a good guy. The CIA is not a good guy. You get the idea. There are no heroes in this. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. And furthermore, because I don't see impeachment as a moral thing, but strictly as a political thing, I don't see any way where it benefits in opposition to Trump. Because, all right, so let's just say hypothetically, impeachment does happen. Trump plummets and he resigns, or they actually take action and he can't run for office. First of all, as you pointed out, we get President Pence, which the idea of that guy sitting in the seat at the White House for one day is horrifying. Secondly, if Trump fatigue really starts to take root, which it might, The worst thing in opposition to Trump could do, which in many ways, I don't even consider the Democratic establishment isn't even in opposition to Trump. The worst thing would be allowing the GOP to distance themselves from Trump. If Trump fatigue really kicks in and then you allow the GOP to distance themselves, say, hey, we're better than this. This guy's not us. Here's our candidate for 2020. And then that candidate goes up against more of the status quo as usual, if that's who ends up getting through the primary on the Democratic side, if it's not Bernie Sanders, then you're still helping the GOP. So I don't see a scenario where this works out well. Will it look bad for Trump? Yeah. Is Trump terrible? Of course he's terrible. But the way to beat him is at the ballot box with a candidate who can beat him. So, if you're so concerned with if you're so concerned with getting rid of Trump, which I am too, I don't want Trump to be president again. Are you kidding? But again, this goes back to I'm not going to let my dislike of Trump strip my critical thinking skills away from me. When you show me a scenario where impeachment can be used against a guy who doesn't come clean about an affair, but not against a bona fide war criminal, which was the point I started to make, but then got sidetracked. When Dennis Kucinich brings up impeachment against George W. Bush, he's met with silence. Nancy Pelosi scoffs at the idea. He brings up 35 points to the tune of nobody. A bona fide war criminal. Meanwhile, there was the whole Clinton saga and he got impeached. And if Senate doesn't take action, well, it's just something that looks bad on them. And so, yeah, will it look bad for Trump? Sure. But this is Donald Trump we're talking about here. He's going to spin it that, this is the Washington establishment going against him. This is the media going against him and blah, blah, blah. You think Trump wouldn't spin this to make himself look like the victim? So, everybody that comes at this in favor, they're coming at it from this moral high ground, like impeachment is some genuine noble process. And here, I'll read this for you guys because I got a big kick out of this. So sometimes, I'm sure all you know this, I do a news and poem every week where I do, it's exactly what it sounds like, a news and poem. I'm sure, you guys are patrons, so I'm sure you're already familiar with this. But sometimes people respond to me in poem, which is so cool. So this one guy did. I don't agree with everything he says, but I appreciate his perspective. I think he's coming at it from the right place. We just kind of don't have the same faith in the impeachment process. That's really what it comes down to. So I'll read this to you guys. Now, keep in mind, we're doing this in rhyme, so it's not like don't over dissect our points here. This is supposed to be fun, but here we go. So here's my news and poem to start it out. Impeachment might happen, say Pelosi and co. Ain't much more than theater giving people false hope. Trump is terrible. I didn't need to hear it from Vox, but the way to get rid of him's at the ballot box. That's this week's news and poem, and you are listening to Get Your News On with Ron. All right, so this guy responded, Jay Beeman, which shout out to Jay. I think Jay and I probably agree on almost everything, but in this particular, for instance, we disagree that this is a productive way to go. So here's what he says, and it's a really cool rhyme. Constitutional rule of law must be preserved, needs to be reestablished by trials and words. The acts of impeachment must first chop the log, then the broom of elections can finish what's left of the job. Great rhyme. I don't share his faith and reverence for the impeachment process, but great rhyme. So that's his rhyme. So I respond to him. I dig your rhyme, points you raise fair. Your confidence in said process is what I don't share. Cool. He responds. Kudos to this guy. He really responded thoroughly. He did a great job. Love his rhymes. Disagree with him slightly, but love his rhymes. I feel like if we all discussed in poetry, debated in poetry, we'd all kind of get along a little better because we'd be like, solid rhyme, bro. I know they already do that. There's slam poetry and there's hip hop battles. Anyway, obviously strategy, brinkmanship, and time will ultimately tell. This is him again, by the way. Whether this impeachment move is of heaven or if it's more hell. All I know is the system is not broken, it's fixed. And that's why I call it all politricks. Well done, sir. So I respond, the system is fixed, on that we agree. When all's said and done, you're correct. We'll see. So, I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, that's just kind of what it comes down to. No one's disputing that Trump's terrible. He is. But as far as this being some noteworthy action or some productive action from a political standpoint, it's just not. It's just not. And I don't buy the moral argument for impeachment. I just don't. When it's doing something to Biden that breaks the trend. When a fellow 1%er is affected, that's when all of a sudden impeachment. And when someone can lie about an affair, get impeached, someone can be a bona fide war criminal, not get impeached. I don't buy the moral argument for impeachment. I don't have that much faith in our system. I don't really have much of any faith in our system. But it's fun to debate it via rhyme. Right on. All right. I'm sorry. And that's all we have. Karen Mitchell, see you Friday and Wednesday and Thursday. Thank you very much for that, Karen. All right. I guess most of you will be seeing the replay because for some reason, I cannot get this over to the Patreon. I don't know why. I got to figure this out. And I will, I'm going to look into this and I'm going to figure it out for next time. I'm sorry that it's just a replay and we had to switch the time. I will fix it for next stream. Thank you all for your patronage. This would not be possible without you. Literally, I couldn't do any of this without you. Thank you so much for your support of the show. Get Your News On with Ron is growing. It's because of you. It'd be over now if it wasn't for you guys. I would have had to have moved on to other things, but I'm able to keep doing this because of you. So thank you so very much. And I will be back. We're going to do another one next week. I'll try to do a couple next week to make up for kind of the tech gaffe here. Because I have to, there's a way to do it. And it's just, because like the model they show you on Patreon, it's like an old view of YouTube. So it's not applicable to the way the new setup of YouTube looks. And I don't know where to find, here, let me one more time, just kind of like check this out. There's got to be a way to do it. And all right. Anyway, I will figure it out for next time. That is a promise. Thank you so much for your patronage. I cannot do any of this without you. And I will see you next time. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Chris. Everybody else, when I drop these posts, submit stuff. Send me articles, send me ideas, send me talking points, send me stuff you want to discuss, and we'll do it. This will definitely be a better process next time. Again, I apologize. I'll have it fixed for next week. Thank you all for being part of this. Your patronage means everything. Peace.